Hello. I've been meaning to do this channel, or try and do a channel, for a number of weeks, years, months, however long, but never really got round to doing it because I was asked about all the trolls, all the people that will see somebody's weakness and take advantage of it. But I thought, fuck yous, I can't be bothered, if that's all your narrow little minds amount to, then good luck, crack on. I'm dyslexic, so whatever you put, I won't be able to read. Hence why it's for YouTube, so it's going to have to be a video, innit? I can't upload writing. I decided to call my channel Just Happy to Have a Glass, because some people say, is your glass half full or is your glass half empty? Well, I'm just happy to have a glass, because if I've got a glass, I've got to start, haven't I? So basically, there'll be lots of videos, or hopefully there'll be lots of videos of me talking. Hence why you're not seeing my face. Not that I'm embarrassed, because I know what I look like, and if people don't like the look of my face, don't look at me. I know what I look like. I know how good looking, I know how ugly I am. I don't give a fuck. But I'm not showing my face for my own personal reasons. I'm not hideously disfigured. I'm not disfigured in any way. There's a little scar above my eyebrow. That's all I've got. And probably Jeremy Kyle's wet dream bleeding teeth. But my channel is to hopefully help people and inspire people and show people that there's a lot of all this, or men don't talk about their feelings, and men don't talk about this, and we don't talk about it because we're men. If you get us on the subject of tyres or tits, then yeah, we won't shut up. But our feelings and what's going on in our head and the mental side of stuff, like the depression and suicide, we don't talk about that sort of stuff because we don't want to talk about that sort of stuff. Excuse me. We don't talk about that stuff because in a man's head, talking is a sign of weakness. Showing emotion is a sign of weakness. It's not something that we do. We're the strong ones. We're the ones that hold the family together. We're the ones that are the rocks for the women, for the kids. If a man and a man, then there's going to be not being disrespectful, I don't know how the dynamics work, but there's going to be a weaker one in the relationship. So I'm not saying that women and children are weaker, but there's going to be a more emotional one that the man has to be strong for. So I'm just trying, like, when I was going through it, when I still am going through it, when I get to my lowest points, and I do have some really, really low dark points, just as anybody else. There's I can't see a way out. I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm 45 in this year, end of this year, and I've had depression. I've had been diagnosed with high risk suicide, clinical depression. I don't know what scale that means, or if it's just fancy terms for, yeah, you got depression like everybody else, get over it. I was taking antidepressants, and they were just making me feel 10 times worse than what I felt when I first had an episode. When I first felt shit, And I said to the doctor, what's the point in giving me something if I'm on the edge and then you're going to give me something that makes me feel 10 times worse? That edge has disappeared, mate, so I'm just going to take it. Oh no, no, and they were giving me paranoid hallucinations and everything. It was bloody horrible. So they told me to stop taking them. Stop taking it now immediately. Right, well, I'm walking my daughter home, so, you know, obviously if I'm getting paranoid hallucinations, like the floor had disappeared and like I was floating and there was nothing underneath me. I was walking my daughter home and I was like 15, 20 foot in the air, just walking on nothing. It was horrible, really scary. And then I decided to self-medicate with alcohol. And everybody says alcohol is a depressant. Alcohol is a mood. If you're in a good mood, as I found, if you're in a good mood, you're having a shit night. If you're in a bad mood, you're gonna have a good night. Because you fucking forget about what's pissed you off, you forget about what's done your head in, you forget about who, when, why, what. You know, but if you're in a good mood, you remember all them good times that you had. Yeah, fucking I can't have them now, can I? This, that and the other. I mean, my depression is an escalation of things. My daughter was taken off me. Relationship breakdowns. 9 out of 10 women that I got with have slept behind my back. That's not right. I'm not showing my face. You know, like I said, I don't give a fuck how good looking, how ugly I am. I know who I am. Every time I look in the mirror, I say Happy Halloween. So you trolls can say what you want. As I've told you before, I'm dyslexic. I'm not going to be able to read it. And whatever you said to me that I can understand, I couldn't really give a fuck, because if that's how your narrow mind works, knock your fucking self out, because you're not bothering me. You're wasting your electric and you're wasting your internet trying to slag me off. You can't call me anything I've not already called myself. So, fill your fucking boots. But, back to the point at hand. All my ex-girlfriends, 9 out of 10 of my ex-girlfriends cheated on me. I was bringing a kid up that wasn't mine, that I was led to believe was mine. I was with a girl and she said to me, this is our forever home and we're going to do this and we're going to do that and yeah, we'll live here forever and blah, 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 blah. And then she brings a knockoff back home and that. And I said to her, are you cheating on me? And she said, yeah. And then she said, I only said that just to shut you up. Well, that's not how it works, love. But, you know, I'm married now. I found somebody else. I moved on. I'm married. Settled down. I've got a new life. I live in a new town. Everything's changed. But the points where I was in my deepest depression, and the points where I didn't want to wake up in the morning, and the points where I didn't want to carry on, and I didn't want to have a bath, and I didn't want to brush my teeth, and I didn't want to shave my hair, and I didn't want to, you know, I just didn't want to do anything. Just wanted to lie there, curl up in a ball and fucking die. The thoughts and the ways it'd work, and how long would I have to keep that door shut before somebody could come through, and, you know, timing people. So I knew, if it takes this long, if I take that many painkillers and it takes this long, if I take that much medicine, I don't bloody know, whatever, you know, that many drugs, which I'm not on about drugs as in what people sell on the streets, I've never touched them. You know, how long will it take me? Bottle of vodka and a couple of packets of painkillers, time it, you know, see how long, and then I know how long I've got to keep that door shut for. I was in and out hostels, living on the streets. A fucking horrible, grim time. It was disgusting. I hated every moment of it. I really did. But then I sat back, and I'm not trying to preach. I'm not trying to tell you how to suck eggs. I'm not trying to say, oh, well, you know, I'm brilliant. I'm God. I'm this. I'm that. I got through my depression. I did this. I got through my depression. I've still fucking got it. You know, everybody who has depression, everybody who has suicidal thoughts, everybody who has, you know, really dark, horrible fucking moments, You don't lose it, you still got it. It don't matter how much fucking therapy you do, it don't matter how much fucking, how many fucking higher doses the doctor gives you. You're still going to have them thoughts in your head. And that's the worst thing about mental health. You can't see it. Where if you're a disability, you can see it. You know, you can see somebody who's wheelchair bound. You can see somebody who's got autism. You can see, you can see. But mental health, you just look like everybody else. You don't. You can't see it. You can't diagnose it. However you pronounce it. But what I was doing was, I was playing out the scenarios, and as I was playing out the scenarios, I was writing them down. Yeah, as I've said before, I'm dyslexic. So yeah, I'll explain to you how I did that. What I used to do was I used to speak into my phone, go onto my text messages, and this is helpful for people who are dyslexic, you know, if they're listening and that and they don't know. You know, if you go onto your phone and you press the microphone, if you go onto your phone and you go into your messenger and you press your microphone on the keypad, it comes up a microphone and you can speak into it. Sometimes you might have to go back over a few times to get the right words, but it does spell it out for you, it does tell you. So that's what I was doing, and I was playing out lots of different scenarios. And then this man who used to work at one of the hostels I lived in, he was a really nice guy. He used to be in a band, he used to do this, that and the other, you know, one of them that, oh yes, I've done it, I've got the t-shirt, look at fucking me. But he was an alright guy, you know, I'm slating him, but he was an alright guy. And I'd give him the stuff I wrote down, and he said, I'd said to him, I said, can you translate this into English? So he'd look at it, he'd come back a couple of hours after, and he'd say, right, obviously because he worked in a hostel, he had other residents to look after. So he translated it all, then he'd read it back to me and he'd say, is this what you said? Is this what this is? That's the only way I can understand that is by saying it this way. Is it that? So I said, well yeah, majority of it. So we started doing that, started going back and forth. I'd write out all these scenarios, and then they kind of turned into like little raps about how shitty my life was, and about how low I was, and you know, trying to rhyme. Like the only bit that springs to mind now is when I was walking down the canal and I was homeless. I was living on the streets and that, and I'm walking down the canal. As I'm walking down the canal, this woman's feeding the ducks, chucking the bread at ducks. And I looked, and the only thought that going through my head is, why is she feeding them ducks when that bread will benefit me more instead? So it's just little strange things, you know, and that's how I found my way of coping with it, and my way of dealing with it was to put down my darkest, lowest points, and try and make a positive, or try to make something positive out of a horrible, tragic thing. Because no matter how people are, oh, it's just a cry for attention, oh, it's just a cry for this, oh, it's just I'm not being funny or nothing, but if you took 2 footsteps in a depressed person's shoes, you still wouldn't fucking understand. You could walk around the whole of the world in their shoes, and you still wouldn't understand. My wife asks me, and she'll ask me like, why this and why that, and why the other, and people at work, like I have to tell my team leaders, I have to tell my manager, you know, why you explain to me why you, I can't explain to you, I can't explain to anybody. I'd love to be able to sit down with my wife and say, right, well, this is why my head works this way, this is why I think these thoughts, this is why. You can't, it's an inexplainable. In my head it's inexplainable, and some people might be able to justify why they feel that way. Some people might be the same as me and just don't understand, you know, why do I feel like this? Am I wired wrong? You know, is my brain in backwards? You know, it's hard to explain. It's so hard to explain, and I think this is why a lot of men. I mean, if men do watch this when I've uploaded it, and they want to send me feedback and say, yeah mate, that's how I think. Yeah mate, you're right. It is hard for a man to say something. No mate, you're wrong. I think you're soft, and you should explain to people, and you should express your emotion. And you know, it's even if it's negative stuff, it's all positive, because at the end of the day, while you're saying, while you're like going back to the trolls, while you're trolling me, mate, and you're slagging me off and you're calling me, you need to remember one thing: you're boosting my ratings. So the more ratings I get, the more I help people, the more I can help people, the more bigger I'll be. So think on next time you're about to press that keyboard, that button on that keyboard to give me something horrible, to say something malicious, you know, because you're not going to faze me. I've had fucking worse. I've had a hell of a lot worse. And trust me, she weren't that good looking either. So I just hope that I can get through, and I can, and help some people, and you know, and like I say, I wrote down poems about my dark points, my lowest points, about living on the streets in old abandoned churches, and you know, walking around the streets waiting for the soup kitchen to come to give us a packet of digestives and a cup of coffee. You know, those were low points in my life. They were really low points in my life. They were fucking horrible, really horrible. But I gritted my teeth, and I thought, well, I'm feeling like this now. I'm feeling like I'm going to do it now. And then you think, but tomorrow, you know, tomorrow might bring a better day. Tomorrow might turn me around. Tomorrow might, the times that I really, that voice is in the back of my head telling me, is when, like, we used to go to family dues, or we'd have Christmas, or everybody be round the house, round at my mum's house, and we'd all be sat there, and we'd all be laughing and joking and reminiscing and having a really, really good time, and you know, and then it's then, right, Mark, I said my name there, then I don't care. Right, Mark, you've got, well, it's going to come up on my emails anyhow, isn't it? So you've got them. They're all nice and happy. They're all having a laugh and a joke, and they're all going to go home, and they're all going to remember this night. They're all going to remember this day. Now, just leave them on a high. And I don't know why the voice kicks in. I don't know why it has to. But I don't know if you have voices or have a voice that tells you. I don't know if it's just you can't see any other way out. I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's something else. If it's just, what's the point? There's nothing more for me. I don't know. And hopefully, if you do watch this and you do put a comment, then maybe next time, I'll try for every week, every 2 weeks, try and upload a video. I've got to stop because people are walking past now. They're walking past with the dog. So as soon as he's gone past, I'll carry on talking. Don't want to look like I'm crazy. Are you alright?
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, if you want to post a comment and let me know, that, what you're going through and how you try and deal with it, and and maybe this video will help somebody, and then your comments will help somebody else, and so on and so on. It might be nice if it was. I just had to duck under that tree. Maybe it'd be nice. There'd be a knock-on effect, and then not everybody in the whole wide world. I'm not Oasis. I'm not bigger than God. I'm not Kanye West or anybody. I can't inspire millions. But I found that writing down my thoughts and trying to put my thoughts into a poem, into like maybe a little rap. If Eminem can make millions off what he's done, and his life was shit, wasn't it? Then maybe one of us could be the next Britain's Got X Factor. Nothing's unachievable, but the only thing I do want people to know is, and I'm going to try and put across in my videos, is that there is a tomorrow. It's just that all we have to remember is it's just a thought. We have thousands and thousands of thoughts every day. Just one or two of them are bad thoughts. And if we can distinguish the difference between the bad and the good, which obviously, like I said, I'm not trying to teach you how to suck eggs. If we can distinguish the difference between bad and good and try and turn that negative into a positive, then, hopefully, if I save one life, it's something, in it. If yous can give me some feedback on how yous deal with your depression, how yous deal with your suicidal thoughts, how yous deal with your mental health, and then maybe you could save a life, and then a life, and then a life. Because it's not just about, and I'm not being racist. I seriously, I'm not being racist. I've been out with more black, half-caste, Asian women than I've been out with white women. Half of my friends are Asian. I'm not racist. We all live under the same sun. We all breathe the same air, and we all bleed the same colour. It doesn't matter what colour your skin is. But, I'm black lives and white lives matter. Every life matters. You know, black, white or yellow. Green even if you come from outer space. Even your lives matter. But, you know, hopefully it'll get through and something positive will come out of a horrible, disgusting, unseeable, unnoticeable negative. So just remember, just glad to have a glass. So that's a start. I've got a glass, then I'll start worrying whether it's half empty or half full. So my channel is called Just Glad to Have a Glass. I appreciate you letting me bore you for nearly half an hour. I've had a really nice walk around this forest, as you can see. It's been a nice warm sunny day. I don't think every day is going to be like this. We're in England, aren't we? But hopefully all your feedback, if you want to do, if you don't want to do, these are your choices. You watch the videos. If I get likes and subscribes, I'll try and upload more videos and, you know, talk about what people have spoke to me about. If people don't want me to talk about it, then that's fair enough. I won't say your story. I'll keep yours to myself. If you want me to tell people, fair enough. Oh, fair enough. If you want to make a channel of your own, you know, it's just a quick video and an email address. You know, I started off with nothing. I've been wanting to write an autobiography. I was supposed to put a video, cancel the video now, and you know, it's going on forever. I was going to write an autobiography. I say all these things, and being dyslexic, you know, it's not unachievable. Nothing's unachievable. As Marshall says, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. But yeah, I was going to write an autobiography, but 3 pages ain't much, is it? I was going to do a lot with my life, but I never really got around to it because I let this grind me down. I let this get on my nerves. Just gonna have to quickly pause the video because I'm near some trees and I really need the toilet. So I'll just pause the video. So if it skips a bit, it's not because I buggered off and I'm doing something else. I'm just trying to have a pee. But because I'm in a public area, I've got to be careful. Okay guys, speak to you in a minute. So I'll put you on this log and I'll put you off of this log. And there you go, back from the tree. So thank you for that, thank you for your patience. Yeah, so I was going to write an autobiography about my life and about what my experiences and how I've tried to deal with it, but I don't know what's the point.